Hello, so I'm definitely filming a video on this tomorrow to go live on Friday. You should have seen today's video by now, which was the one on the PD500 tube, just a few different demonstrations of it on different meters to basically prove it does make X-rays. So what this is, we'll wait for people to come on. It's very hard to see the number count with these on because the white of the number looks like the exact same white as the wall. But hello. So yeah, basically, if this is in, let's put this up a bit so you can see the higher bit of the wall. There we go. Incredibly powerful laser pen. These aren't infrared glasses, Braden. These are for the sort of 400, 500 nanometer band of a blue laser. So hello to everybody joining. But yeah, this one actually burns your skin. I tried that earlier. I thought, well, if I just briefly shine it on my skin, will it hurt? Yes, it does. It actually feels like somebody's got like a hot needle and they've poked it into your skin. So that's pretty cool. So I'll do a video with this tomorrow for Friday, setting stuff on fire and doing some tests with it. So hello to everybody. So yeah, just to show you on the wall, obviously it's because it's a 2-watt laser, it's bright enough that you can actually see it, you know, like that when it's actually, you know, just on the wall. It's focusable, but I don't think you can get it any tighter focus than that at that range. Yeah, all you can do really is make it sort of go wider. So that's as sort of small a dot as you can get it. I think the actual focal length for this is probably about sort of a meter away. But yeah, if you shine that on your skin, it actually burns. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, there we go. So I'll put my actual glasses on so I can read the chat better. Yeah, well, you see with these, I don't know if you noticed, but with laser pens, it's generally stuff that's darker in color burns more easily. So you'd have to shine it at a set distance with it like pretty still to burn a gas mask. Because yeah, like with my older laser pen, although it wasn't as strong as this one, you'd often almost have to set stuff up almost like, you know, quite scientifically with everything almost like properly, you know, not moving about because your hands would move a little bit too much to set stuff on fire. But hello to everybody. So what was a shame, I don't know if you saw this in the news because I hadn't seen it until Mike sent it me yesterday, is Paul Rutter died and he was only 54. If you watched the Chernobyl series that came out recently, he was the bloke who played Dyatlov in it. So yeah, he was only 54, but he had a brain tumor. So well, that's a shame because I hadn't watched that much Friday Night Dinner, but I did know he was in that, like the dad in Friday Night Dinner and that. But it's a shame because I thought he did a really good role playing Dyatlov. And you thought when he played Dyatlov, he might have got some bigger acting parts, and then sadly he's died. But no, I bought the glasses separately, Brightold, because the pen came yesterday, and when I literally shone it on the floor, so it wasn't even a reflective surface for about 10 seconds, my eyes were stinging afterwards. But yeah, so yeah, these ones are like the nanometer range for oh, thank you, Lewis. Thanks for joining up. So these are, yeah, these are the runs that are basically in the range for this kind of level of laser. So I'll tell you what I can do actually, just to demonstrate this. I don't want to look into it without really. So yeah, I'll look away, but you can probably see there, look. Shine it there. See how much difference that makes? That's why they're safety glasses for that kind of laser. Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it, Brighton? CVC helmet, which one's that one? Combat Vehicle Crewman, is it? I have no idea what reasonable prices are for CVC helmets. Shrek, I do have some guns. Both of them are legal to own in the UK. I don't think I'd be the best person, Cheeky Antics, to ask about electronics. Yeah, so I'll do a video on this tomorrow to go live on Friday, but this was just a gift laser pen that Hype sent me, because in China now they're actually making some pretty fucking powerful laser pens. And weirdly, the laws are surprisingly good on laser pens in the UK. If you don't know them, basically you get a very harsh sentence if you're a retard and you shine it at planes or like cars, like you should get a sentence for. But you can literally own one if you want to, you know, as long as you're not doing anything stupid with it. I need to do that video as well on the Serbian M2 gas mask while I remember, because somebody just said something about 2 respirators, and that made me think of the M2. My favourite Yugoslavian thing I own, Soviet tanker, is the Yugoslavian helmet. It's not like the coolest thing ever, is it, this? But even I've got like a Yugoslavian RPK. This is a really good helmet, especially the strap system, because as I said before, the strap system is literally, you just pull 2 little clips and you can do it up, so you can fit it with a lot of gas masks. And it's basically a German style helm, just sized down a bit. So that's why the shape's quite iconic, but it's not as noticeable, the shape of it, with this helmet. Nearly always buy my gas mask on eBay. Oh, Lewis said it's me too, fair, but received a Serbian respirator. Got to say, all civilian industrial masks usually are the most comfortable in contrast military stuff. Yeah, I suppose it's because civilian ones are designed to be worn by people who aren't really trained to wear them. Whereas military ones probably have to be a bit tougher lasting and things like that. So especially like the rubbers used, often if a civilian one is just going to be used for like very weak industrial chemicals, you're not going to need one, are you, that's made from like a thick, heavy rubber that resists blister agents eating into it. Yeah, the liner in this, Doug, seems to be exactly the same as the Danish USM1 like copy clone I've got, except that's obviously in one of the little plastic shells that goes in it. But yeah, in terms of the liner, that has the exact same liner. It just sits inside a plastic dish. And if you shone it in somebody's face, Shrek, then you'd probably get done, wouldn't you? Which is why you don't do that. But yeah, this thing is really cool. I'll do a few different tests with it tomorrow in a video, like, you know, burning paper, like lighting matches with it and that sort of thing. I've got the helmet cover for it somewhere, Stug, but it's kind of a pain in the ass if you want to take the cover off and on to demonstrate it in videos. It's not a Soviet helmet, Ryan. This is a Yugoslavian helmet. They were independent from the Soviets. But I suppose what I could actually do as well is get like outserts for the S10 or FM12, couldn't I, in this colour, and then have that as like a laser proof sort of thing. That's pretty cool, Brightel. But yeah, the I have got the actual proper Yugo liner somewhere, because I've got the one that was like in part that sniper coverall suit, you know, where it's like the summer trousers, coat, and then like the beekeeper mesh sort of helmet thing. Yes, Doug, it has the mesh cover you can flip up or flip down. I think the East German ones actually had a similar cover to that as well. Oh, thank you, Sam. Do I have any helicopter pilot helmets fairly old and cheap? Oh, do you know any? Right, I don't have any myself. I'm trying to think. Sometimes I think on eBay you see some of the British aircraft helmets fairly cheap. But when I say fairly cheap, I mean probably £40 to £50. But yeah, I don't really. But thank you for the donation. But yeah, I don't really look too much into like vehicle crewmen and like helicopter crew and, you know, air crew helmets. But I think like helicopter pilot helmets and like service crew helmets tend to be cheaper, because for every like pilot or co-pilot helmet that would be made for like fighters and bombers, you tend to get somehow, you know, helicopters that would have 6 crewmen in them. Thank you, Lewis, for giving Sam a suggestion. No, my dad used to collect coins, and then it was more money worth to sell the coins to be melted down into gold. So we did that with all like the ones that weren't particularly rare. What do you mean? How long do I schedule them? Like I've said, most days when I stream at 8 PM UK time. I'm on for about an hour. I don't schedule them in advance. I don't say like on this day there will be this stream of this theme at this time. Well, sometimes I do, but it's very rare. Yeah, plague doctors are pretty interesting, but yeah, obviously, as you might know, plague doctor masks don't really do much to protect you. They might give you some very basic particle and vapor protection, but they didn't really understand the science of, you know, vapors and germs back then, because they believed in the miasmatic theory, which is why it was designed to smell nice. Well, yeah, especially Bravo if it's like burning out people's gear, like when somebody shines at them at you. Like, yeah, if I'm playing airsoft where you're engaging people 20 yards away, you do not need a laser sight, in my opinion. Depends what type of NBC suit you want. If you want a cheap NBC suit made from a rubberized material, like $20, £20. No, I've got two flags. I've got an English, like an actual English flag, not a British flag, as in the flag of St. George, and I've got the old Confederate flag, which technically is the battle flag, isn't it? It's not actually the CSA's flag. But I haven't had that one up for ages, just because you run into too many people who don't understand the history of certain flags and think it's basically the same thing as flying a swastika. Like, no, slavery is an absolutely abhorrent thing, but the American Civil War is interesting. I definitely wanted to get like one of the retro Union flags as well, but I've never seen reproductions of those for sale. You know, like the ones where they have the stars in a ring on them. I will take a sip if you're that insistent, because I've been holding it. Bit more than a sip, but there you go. No, I don't have an Atlin or a Masker. I know which ones you mean, but the problem with those is there's lots and lots of kind of replicas now. And if you're buying a replica knowing it's a replica, it's fine. But sadly, a lot of sellers sell the replicas for the full price. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want any of those sort of laser or microwave things shone near me, Lewis. It might be called the Johnny Red flag, but basically, if you look up the Confederate flags, the proper name of it is the battle flag of the I think Southern Army of Virginia, isn't it? It's basically it's got a name like that, but it's basically like, you know, the Robert E. Lee flag. But yeah, it's the military Confederate flag, not to do with the political ones. But unfortunately, yeah, it is a flag that, you know, over time it becomes like, this is my cool KKK flag. You know, it turns into that shit rather than people actually kind of knowing it's, you know, it. Yeah, Gadsden flags are cool as well, but I sadly don't have a Gadsden flag. Mike's got a little tiny Gadsden flag on his thing. But another thing as well that I don't think people get is in the UK, the Confederate style flags have a very different meaning than they might in the US. I know it's like the US and the CSA is obviously a bit of American history, but weirdly in the UK, Confederate flags are a lot more of like a biker and kind of an anarcho-capitalist thing, or, you know, just kind of a fuck you to big government. They're completely seen in a different way. Yeah, that would be cool, Stug. They're really nice helmets, aren't they? But yeah, those I definitely want to see some photos of that when you get it, because it looks a bit like quite like a cone, that helmet, but it's cool. Yeah, that's saying the battle flag's the one with the X. It's the one with the stars inside the X. I think it should technically be 13 stars, because there was an 11 official Confederate states, weren't there? And then was it Mississippi, and there was another one that joined the Confederacy when the Union invaded them, even though they were neutral through part of the war. But it would either be 11 or 13 stars on most of the battle flags, depending on what year of the war it's from. The thing is, Bravo, as well, is what must be annoying is, imagine if you have epilepsy, and like normally playing airsoft, you would have no issues of epilepsy, but then somebody just comes with a strobing flashlight because, oh, that's funny. I've heard that like happen to people where, you know, like they have epilepsy that's normally under complete control, and then they go to an airsoft game and they've had issues because somebody decides to have a strobing light on their gun. Like, don't get me wrong, strobing flashlights are great as like a self-defense sort of thing, but what's the point in like shining them in people's faces when it's meant to be like a sport thing? It completely depends with the French ARFA masks, if they're in good condition or not. When they're in bad condition, they're useless. If they're in good condition, they're all right. I very rarely sell gas masks. Now and again I do if I've just got spare ones I don't want anymore. But how many do I own? When I had the most masks, probably 150. I've got a little less now because I gave a lot of masks away to people I knew when Corona was happening. You know, if they were people who needed some sort of respiratory protection from their job and couldn't get any PPE. I suppose I could do a PMK-free test at some point if you mean spray like air freshener on it. Yeah, well, it's called the General Lee, isn't it, Mike? The car and the Duke's a hazard. And what I read about with all the cancel culture bullshit, I don't know if this happened a couple of years ago, you know, when they were taking the Confederate flags off of everything, is I think they were saying they were going to take the flag off of it. It wouldn't be called the General Lee anymore if they were doing a remake of it. They were going to have it as a Union flag and then call it the General Sherman or the General Grant or something. It's like, what the fuck? UCP, what? I suppose that's lucky, Sam, as long as you have it under warranty. But yeah, you want to be careful with expensive equipment like that. UCP, you mean what, like the bright grey camo? As I said before, it's pretty useless unless you're hiding on the sofa. Why would you want to get a replica one, Blue Hernandez, when you can just buy a real one? Unless it's just really cheap to get a replica compared to a real one. But like with British Mark II helmets, you can get British Mark II helmets over here in the UK for like £20 to £30, like actual World War II ones. Only thing different about them for the most part is the liner. I would write Deadly Feet. I would make a proper complaint, like a public one, where you can get them in public shit, even though, like, be a complete Karen, even though I would not normally do this, and say that Asda told you to get out the store because you were wearing respiratory protection despite the fact you were at risk of COVID. So, because I think it's absolutely shitty at the moment if stores want to do the thing of like, oh, you have to wear a mask in store, but if you wear a mask that's actually very good at protecting you, then that's not allowed. Because honestly, it's fucking bad on the store, in my opinion, if they don't let you wear proper respirators into the store. Because I know people who are like, at least most people I know now are most at risk of COVID have had vaccines in the UK. But, you know, people who generally are really worried about getting COVID because of how badly it might affect them. So they did wear, you know, like masks I gave them, which were like P3, you know, half face respirators. And some of them said they had like issues with people saying, oh, that's a bit excessive, isn't it? You don't really need to be wearing that. Well, I've got a few masks, Lewis, like the CT12 and a few of the others, except because I got the CT12 out quite recently to show people in a video, so it's not actually in its satchel at the moment. But I've got quite a few masks in satchels with indates, filters, you know, next to them. So basically, I've got a few different masks where I can just literally grab a satchel, put the mask on, you know, rip open the filter. Right, Dan? You all right? I've never used a storage locker outside of my property, Lewis. No, I mean, I've got lots of storage in the house, but yeah, that's the thing, brother. It's like a lot of camos, yeah, as they get dirtier or whatever, they end up getting more useful, don't they? It's like if you've ever been out in the woods, like for a day or whatever, with any sort of camo on, then it gets a lot more like actual mud splatters on it. It ends up always looking like it fits in better than when it's just a fresh camo print. Buying new GOST filters is going to be pretty expensive, but you can either buy them directly from a couple of Russian companies if they're selling them at the moment to the public, or directly from some Chinese companies. I don't really know much about Polish protests and politics, Brightal, but yeah. Not easily buzzbar. I imagine you could do it, but some of that might be just washing it a load on. For the people who don't know why I said this was a laser stream, there you go. I don't want to put the goggles on, so I was watching the laser on the screen then. About £100, I think, Jack the Film Fanatic, and that was my XM28, I think. There's been a couple of other, like, you know, brand new masks in the satchel. The mask was still sealed with a still sealed filter, and that I paid like 60 or 70 for before. When you say what is your virus pandemic film, what do you mean? What is my favourite virus pandemic film? The Andromeda Strain's pretty good, but that's more of a sci-fi sort of film. What other ones are there? The Crazies is good. I'd probably say The Crazies, even though that's not really like a super realistic film about infection. It's just a good Romero fun one about soldiers with gas masks on shooting the civilians. Today, Welsh lad, not loads. Yesterday, I went out and helped my friend do a big long dog walk, and then, you know, I had bad news after bad news yesterday. Like we were saying, Paul Ritter died and stuff like that. So yesterday was just a day that put me in a mood. But today's just been one of those days where I had a bit of a lie in, and then everything I've did today's gone all right, which is quite good, you know. But like saying, yesterday was a bit of a shit day because it sucks that Paul Ritter died age 54. But, you know. Yeah, I suppose Shaun the Dead's technically a pandemic film. Most zombie films are technically a pandemic film, wouldn't it? Yeah, the Andromeda Strain's a pretty famous film, Lewis. It's just quite old because it's like the 1970s, isn't it? But yeah, Andromeda Strain's pretty famous. Which Russian Civil War? The like 19, what was it, like 1918, 1919, 1921, whenever it was. I don't know much about it. The Reds beat the Whites. That's basically all I know about it. Not really, Jack, because I said at the moment it's more. I'd rather have a few masks of practicality, a few cool ones to show in videos, and then for the most part, just have more free space than I have. Are they quite recent videos, Cheeky Antics? I've seen the old ones where scientists in the 1990s were like drilling through bits of the walls to take samples. I've not tried any of that yet, Stuart. I'm going to do that tomorrow because I only got the safety goggles today, and I'm really not messing about with it until I've got safety goggles on. It you can physically feel it burning and hurting your hand if you hold it there and shine it onto your hand at like that distance. But I've not tried like burning through like card or anything with it yet. So when I do that, I'll do some tests on it with like the distance. I've noticed you can adjust the focus on it, but the tightest you can get the focus is probably like a meter away at it's like about 1 meter away. Because obviously like this bit adjusts the focus on it. Because the actual bit in there is the interesting thing is if you look at this, the actual laser module in this is the same as in like a lot of modern flashlights, like how the LED module sits on there. So you could, in theory, I guess, take this module out and put it in like other flashlights if you wanted to, which is pretty good. But obviously, this is the focus bit. I assume that means you could probably get custom focus heads for this one. A laser shining at the wall where I'll cover my eyes and do that. There you go. But yeah, you can certainly feel a 2-watt laser on your skin because my other laser I've got that's I think 200 milliwatts, that focuses a bit tighter than this one and definitely like burns wood, burns cards, stuff like that. There's a video about a UV laser somebody made like out of UV disk drives, isn't there? Like a really powerful one that just sets stuff on fire. Like a cancer ray, basically, but I suppose X-rays do the same thing. What's that regarding deadly feet? Because I don't know what you said about tests. If you mean Kevlar, not Kevlar helmets, yes, I've got quite a few Kevlar helmets. Whether or not there's any visible in the back there without me picking them up, probably not. But there is a. I've got two thermoplastic helmets. One's there and one's there, and thermoplastic's better than Kevlar. Oh, what you mean, Jack the Film Fanatic asked, did the UK ever any... Britain never did any nuclear tests in Britain, the British Isles, unless you mean wind scale and like poisoning people through whoops on nuclear reactors on fire. But if you mean Britain nuclear tests, Britain did them in Australia, basically, in a place called Christmas Island. Can you take the tube off safely, burner account, without breaking like the way the tube connects to the mask? Because if you can do that, you can just submerge the tube in like water with a bit of disinfectant in it. Well, thank you very much, Last Russian. So he said last time here I sent a super chat and this had like 15k subs something. Love to see the channel grow, man. Keep doing what you do. I got a 445 nanometer blue 3-watt Arctic free. Love it, beautiful. Pops black balloons. I'll have to definitely try that with this one. This isn't as nice as those Arctic ones. I've seen some of the videos of those on YouTube, but yeah, this is just one Hype sent me for free from China because apparently China's getting a bit better now at making, like decent flashlight lasers fairly cheaply. Yeah, well, it probably would have been more than 15k last time you did a super chat. I'm just thinking because I'm trying to remember when I was eligible for doing super chats, and it was probably a year or so ago. So I'd say 60 to 80k subs probably. If I got to 95k subs, yeah, let's have a look. I am now at 94,991. Right, so I should be at 95k by midnight tonight, I imagine. Sadly, I don't, Soviet Tanker. That's a really cool grey splotchy one, isn't it? That's amazingly good for when it was made. But sadly, no, I don't own any Yugo mountain camo. Dragoman Museum. No, I'll have to try and check that out, but I've not heard of that, no. Yeah, well, there's lots of Americans, Dave, I've seen do videos on like, you know, shooting helmets and that. But yeah, that is a good idea, isn't it? If you're in America and you've got a range where you can do that, it's quite good to physically test the stuff yourself to see if it works. Obviously not while you're wearing it, because did you hear about those idiots that did the thing of what was it, in somewhere in the US? There was a woman and a boyfriend, and the boyfriend wanted to do a video, like a popular video on YouTube, where he put like an encyclopedia in front of him. She shot him with a Desert Eagle, and guess what? The encyclopedia didn't stop the bullet. So yeah, turns out that you don't test that sort of shit on yourself. Florida, man. I don't know if it was Florida or not, but it was one of those things where sadly they'd already reproduced, so there was already a really dumb baby made from that relationship. But you know, now there's not even a father because he got himself shot in like a video. You'd think, wouldn't you, that they'd have at least tested it like on a mannequin or something first, and then said, "Oh, it stops it, so then I'll wear it." But not the, I'm just going to test this book to see if it stops this Magnum round. Oh, thank you very much as well, Heinrich Burdowski. He says, got to FM12s I've spun across your channel. Cheers for years of solid content. Oh, thank you very much. Did you manage to get them at decent prices? Because obviously at the moment, FM12s are sort of stupidly expensive. I keep debating whether or not to sell my FM12. Like, I definitely keep my CT12, but I'm sort of going, should I or shouldn't I sell my FM12 if I can get quite a lot of money for it? Because the thing is, my FM12 is one of the masks that I always have set up in a carrier with filters, and I keep it in my car. So if emergency happens, it's one of the masks I can use myself or give to a passenger. Yeah, that's the thing, Mike. Yeah, reading the book is probably going to give you more intelligence than shooting the book. I have no idea. I'll see if I can find the article on it. Man shot by girlfriend in YouTube stunt. This is the one from 2018. Here we go. I'll read the start of it out. A US woman has been sentenced to 6 months imprisonment for shooting dead her boyfriend in a botched stunt they hoped would go viral on YouTube. Mona Lisa Perez, now 20, was asked by Pedro Ruiz, 22, to fire a gun from a foot 30 centimeters away, believing a thick book he held in front of his chest would shield him. The bullet pierced a 1.5-inch book, fatally wounding Ruiz last year. If I remember right, it was a Desert Eagle when I found like a more detailed article on it. Me and Pedro are probably going to shoot one of the most dangerous videos ever. His idea, not mine. Yeah, on the day that Perez fired a powerful Desert Eagle handgun from close range, as Ruiz held in the encyclopedia. So even if you had a Desert Eagle chambered in 357, I doubt an encyclopedia would stop 357 sufficiently, would it? But yeah, I think they had a 50 Action Express one. Like how they had a Desert Eagle, I don't know, but yeah, like yeah, good luck stopping a Magnum round like a foot away with a book. Can you show a random gas mask? You're bored. I can show you the FM12 again. That hasn't got a filter on. Ow, fuck, at the moment. But there you go. There's the FM12, like we were talking about them just a moment ago. Yeah, like, imagine if we just said, like, oh, I'm going to do a crossbow test with a catalogue, but I'm not going to even test first if this catalogue stops the crossbow bolt. I'm just going to hold it here and get somebody to shoot me. Yeah, Myra Safety. Myra Safety is very popular with gas mask YouTubers. If you don't know, basically, Myra Safety is a company that just sells Czech, for the most part, NBC gear, but sells them at a premium with their own brand name on it. So, for example, if you wanted to buy a Myra mask, look up its original name and just buy it as the original Czech mask for less money. They're common eggnog. The problem is they're very expensive now due to Corona. Like going back before Corona, these used to be in general £30 to £50 in the UK, so like $40 to $60, sometimes with the satchel and with a filter. And I mean, this is a CT12, not an FM12, so these are rarer. But the point was that, you know, you used to be able to get them for a decent price. Now they're often like a minimum of 100. I don't know if it would stug, because saying that, sometimes when I shot Argos catalogues, even with a 12-foot-pound air rifle, some of the pellets would get about a third to halfway through if they didn't deform very much going through. Yeah, you definitely wear the hood over the mask, don't you? But yeah, let's see if I've got both the outserts handy. That's one of them. Where's the other one? Don't know how, handy I had both of them. Let me just give that a quick point. Oh yeah, exactly, because it all went online, didn't it, GZ? That's the problem. So there's one of the eye cups. The thing I really do like about S10s and FM12s is how easy it is to put the, like eye covers on, where you don't have to peel back, like, the rubber and spring it back like the M10s, M17s, all those. The Revenant is in the film. I've never actually seen it. It's the one, what's his name, got an Oscar for, wasn't it? DiCaprio. But yeah, I'll admit I've never seen The Revenant. I know it's on Amazon Prime at the moment, so I might end up eventually watching it now it's on Prime. But I didn't have much desire to watch it, really. I don't particularly know why. Tom Hardy's in it, isn't he? Yeah, I thought the other outsert was on here somewhere, but I can't see it now. So I can only show it you with one outsert on, which is a bit boring. But the other one's probably fallen down there somewhere, and I can't be asked at the moment to dig under everything and find it. Yeah, burner account. I said if you can take the hose off, you could probably still do this all right with a GP4, even if you don't. Then what you want to probably do is just soak the hose underwater with like a bit of like weak disinfectant in it. And if you leave it in there long enough, that should cause most of the dirt to come off, and then you can just drain the sink or whatever, put water through the hose at a decent pressure, and then it should carry out any loose dirt with it. Oh, cool, son of Sono. I didn't see you'd posted it. I know you'd mentioned it. I'll definitely watch that later. What suggested to you? Coast God Clan, I don't know. Was it because I had a laser pen in my hand? Just to prove it works. There you go. But we're not really playing with that. Well, I think as much as political ideologies go, again, the more extremist they are, generally the worse they are. But anarcho-capitalism isn't completely stupid because it's at least about individual rights. So you're probably not going to have a horrible dictatorship, are you, under an ANCAP, unless it's a McDonald's dictatorship. What did Mike say? Because Stug said, nice one, Mike, I'll be there. Oh, you will be on Twitch later? Yeah, I'll definitely be on Twitch tonight, Mike. I have no idea if a square wave can be ionizing. I've never even heard of a square wave. The only thing I've heard of like a square wave is like with synths, isn't it? Like you used to get like Sawtooth Wave and all those. Unless you're on about something completely legit and I have no clue what you're talking about. It got mentioned Soviet Tanker on another stream recently, and I kept thinking, oh, I'll watch that, and then I never got round to it. Puffin Guy, they're called Nixie tube clocks. I think technically it's called a cold cathode display tube clock, but they're more commonly known as a Nixie tube clock. This one's got little LEDs in it as well, so you can, if I remember how to do it, you can change like the color of the LEDs in the background, because it's got presets where you can have different time presets on this one as well. I have to remember which one to press now to get my actual current time back up. Is it? That's an hour ahead, isn't it? 21, 22, pretty much. Was it 0 I press? There's one way of doing it. There we go. So that's the current time, but there's a way on this I'm trying to remember where you can change like the colors on it. But I can't remember how you do it offhand. Because I set it to have this particular glow, like the red kind of glow, but there's LEDs in it as well as the Nixie tube, so you can actually change the colors of these. You can have it like glowing purple or whatever. Obviously, the Nixie tube always has its own glow because of how it works, but you can change the light glow around it. I mean, I think I've done a Stalker stream like that before, Lewis, but I suppose I could at some point. That would be a good, like, getting to 100k video, wouldn't it? Playing Stalker with a gas mask on while playing Stalker kind of thing. Yeah, that's one of those things that's cool in the idea that it's been made, but it's completely impractical, isn't it? Right, let me just see if I can figure out again how you change the colors on here. That's changing the time, isn't it, like that? So we don't want that one. Is it menu? We do. Menu plus. Because that mode one there has just changed the time, and I don't want to do that. Let me just try menu and then pressing like different keys. And that's just doing the time thing again. It might be a combination of keys you have to press. I can't remember. Let's put it back on the proper clock anyway, whatever key that was. There we go. But yeah, there's like with that, you can change all the colors with it, and you can have it like randomly rotate the colors and that. But I looked up like an online manual for it, found out how to set it to one color so it wouldn't distract me in the background, and did that. Yeah, I've got a really nice slingshot GZ Deuce that Weapon Collector made for me. Let's see if that's handy. I've sadly not done many videos with it, just simply due to the fact that I can't really safely shoot it here. But there's a video where I'm shooting it in Mike's garden that's in body armor. There it is. So ask and you shall see. So yeah, this is the nice one Weapon Collector made for me, where he like cut the aluminium or whatever it was to the right shape. But yeah, so I obviously won't dry fire it, but yeah, there you go. He's got red bands on it. I don't know how strong red bands are compared to other bands. His own little done leather thing for it. But yeah, it's a really nice slingshot, isn't it, he made for me. It's a shame I just don't get a chance to really use it here, but yeah. I did used to have one of the Barnet ones, and I quite liked it, but they, over time, have those, like, hollow bands that aren't as good as these, like, flat bands, and they eventually just deteriorate. Well, I would agree with you, Ricardo, that if Novichok was really a WMD strength nerve agent, people would die a lot more efficiently than they seem to in the media. It probably is a real thing. It's just I bet half the cases where it's supposedly Novichok poisoning, it's not Novichok poisoning. Let me have a look at it, Robe. 3MHF, I'm assuming that's a mask, is it? Bear in mind, in the UK, it seems we don't get a lot of the 3M masks unless you pay a lot of money. Is that the one with the voice diaphragm on it? It's a secure click one coming up. That looks a lot better than some of the older 3M masks, but again, I've never tried it, and you know, there's lots of other good masks alternatives to 3M, like those JSP Force 8s you can get here a lot cheaper than the 3M masks. What is the brown thing next to the gas mask sign? Right. Which one are you looking at? So brown thing, as in behind me brown thing, you're looking at the French riot armor. That's actually orange, but and if you're looking at that side, that's a Polish vehicle-based Geiger counter, a DPS-68, but it's not got its probe or power cable connected to it. I don't live in Newcastle unless you're talking to somebody else. If I lived in Newcastle, my accent wouldn't sound like this. Be a Geordie accent? That's not a very good Geordie accent, is it? But yeah, I talk like that, wouldn't talk like this. Chestbuster or something. That sounds cool, kind of doing like a drill type thing with that. Or, you know. Yeah, the only people that died from it, GZ Deuce, was, yeah, like some poor people, wasn't it? Where the husband, like, found it in a bin. He's like, this is a romantic gift to my girlfriend. It's going to be perfume. And then she sprayed her all herself over with perfumed nerve agent or whatever. Yeah, you're more right. That was more of a Brummie accent. You're right, Kazza. Like, yeah, it's easier for me to make fun of foreign accents than I can other parts of England. Yeah, I know. Okay, Nine. Like I was saying, it's harder to imitate other dialects in the UK than it is to imitate foreigners. Yeah, I don't know if I shine out on it, you might see how orange it actually is. Does that look more orange now? Maybe. It's like bright orange, that armor. GZ Do says reading the Viz definitely helps with a Geordie accent. Oh, thank you, Laser Point. All right, yeah, thank you very much for the donation. I haven't seen you in a while. But yeah, this came from Hype. It arrived yesterday, and these arrived today. So now I can more safely use it. So I'll definitely be doing a video on this tomorrow to show thing. But this is a Chinese 2-watt laser, and if I shine it at my hand, Ow, that burns. That actually burns. It's great. I don't know if you'll be able to see on the don't know if it leaves any marks that you'll actually be able to see just from that. That kind of feels just like being stung by something. Yeah, there's no obvious like burns. I imagine if you left it consecutively burning your hand, you'd get a burn. But just from doing that, it just feels more like somebody's held like a lighter under your hand, basically. Yeah. This is the beefiest one I've got. My other strongest laser pen, if I can find it, it's somewhere in this room, is 200 milliwatt. And that can set stuff on fire, but you just have to focus it and keep it very still. So this one, it should be a bit easier with. I'm hoping, though, that because this bit screws out, I might be able to put a custom focus thing in this that can focus the point a bit better. Because this particular one doesn't focus the point all that well. You know, it focuses it to a point for like a meter away, and you can't get any smaller than that. Oh, that's excellent, JJ. I'm almost tempted to get another one if I've got spare money at that point. Do you know what company the company was called? Because I might bookmark them just to see what they have. Matthew, no, because this is my expensive webcam. At some point, I could do it with my cheap old webcam. Because with my old webcam, that also shows, you know, like the static type stuff from radioactive material much easier. Oh, last delivery. You got lucky then, but at least you've got one. They're lovely rifles. Right, the one, I've got a few different watches. The one I'm currently wearing, and I've gone back to wearing the watch again after not wearing it for ages in lockdown because I'm sort of back to work again, finally. This is a Soviet Vostok Amphibia. Actually, this one I think is a not a CCCP one. I think it's a post-collapse of the Soviet Union Vostok, quite a factory was still making them. I will, Tim, but like I'm saying, I'm not going to do it in this video because I've had that before when I've tested light. Stuff sets on fire, you drop it on the floor, and then it you know, like sets the carpet on fire. Oh, so they have left, but you're saying it's the last time they're going to get some in. Yeah, do I buy another one or not? I don't know. But what's the site anyway, if you say? Worldwide Arms, thank you. Right, let me bookmark them anyway, because even if I don't get one, it'd be nice if any of my friends are interested, just to so antique single guns items or obsolete rifles and muskets. Oh yeah, there we go. Schmidt Rubin. Yeah, right. Wait, there's one that's £295. I know that's a different one, a Mannlicher. So why is that cheap? 1886 Mannlicher infantry rifles, a spring-loaded bayonet plunger. Oh, it's a non-firing one. I see. It's like a trainer one. I was going to say that seemed really good. But yeah, that's called a Mannlicher. Even though that's a weird name for a gun, isn't it? Mannlicher. It sounds very dirty. It's mein Mannlicher. Yeah, exactly. Mannlicher. I swear Austrians and Germans always have that on their mind. It's mein Scheißlicher. But yeah. I've got no interest in playing modern Call of Duties, as I said over and over. Right, something I just want to test with a laser pen I can do safely in here. Here is my glow-in-the-dark roll-up big thing that I can use with the X-rays. This isn't the proper intensifying screen, but X-rays do make this glow-in-the-dark. What I'm just wondering is if I pop this here like that, there we go, I'll flick the light off. I'll change. Oh, thank you very much, laser again. Right, yeah, stay safe. Watch this bit back in a moment if you want, laser, because we'll see if we can get this. I'll do this in the video anyway, but what I'm interested in seeing is if this. Oh, that is really bright reflecting. Oh, yeah, cool, it does. See that? that's pretty cool, isn't it? It actually paints like a pattern on it with how bright the laser is. So yeah, let me just quickly do some more of that. There we go. Yeah, that is cool, isn't it, Mike? So yeah, that's glowing bright green for me. But yeah, the reason I normally use that is that's, although I've got a proper X-ray intensifying screen, that's the one where you can just do that with like an object like your hand, do an X-ray of it, and you get like a skeleton picture of your hand. But oh, so it's literally, so they literally called it the Manly rifle, did they? That's great. But yeah, sadly that Mannlicher's a non-firing one. If I was buying an obsolete caliber, I'd probably just pay a bit more for a working one. But yeah, I'm going to need to ask a few of my mates while that site has Schmidt Rubins in, who really like my Rubin, if they're actually going to buy one. Like, here's some Rubins in for less than 500 quid. You said you like mine so much, you're actually going to buy one then. I've already got an X-ray thing, OK9, if you've not seen the videos on it. But basically, I've not done any videos on it yet, the screen. But basically, I've got one that doesn't work very well from quite an old intensifying screen. And then from China, I bought some more modern, like proper blue intensifying screens. So what I'm going to be doing is doing a video on those at some point where basically, you know, like I will actually do some X-ray demonstrations. But as I said before, the thing is with X-rays is I have to do them safely. So, you know, I can only do them when certain areas of the house are going to be vacant, so there's no risk of people standing in nearby rooms or just... Well, Welsh Lloyd people get the sentence they deserve for doing that, don't they? But thankfully, in the UK, laser pens at least aren't banned from public ownership. They're not that restricted, it's just don't do fucking stupid things with them. Geez, dudes, I'll have to wait. The problem is YouTube might give me a strike for that, but yeah, I kept thinking of Jerry Jackson. I've drawn a knob on it. Tim, Hype sent it me for free. I'll turn the ceiling light back on. Hang on. So Hype sent me this one for free. Of course, I'm going to do more videos of it, Ryan, because it's a proper X-ray thing. But Hype sent this one to me for free. That's all the label says on it. I've got the box in the other room, which I'll show in the video. It got a bit battered in postage, but I think he sells these because I think he's got somewhere he can buy them and he can still like ship them to people for a fairly good price. But yeah, when I dig out my other old X-ray pen, not X-ray pen, that'd be really cool. My other old laser pen, I'll see if I can find the bit that the focus ring on it, you know, because I think that one, if it fits on this, will actually focus it a bit more intensely. The Manshaft. Favorite uniform I'd like to own? Maybe an old retro red coat one. I don't know. That'd be funny. Yeah, imagine Jesus, dudes. Unfortunately, with YouTube, I've already had a strike. I successfully appealed for spreading medical misinformation when I said, oh, I've had the vaccine today, I'd encourage other people to get it as long as your doctor approves it. And that was like anti-vax misinformation because of how sensitive the YouTube system is. And then I've got a strike I can't appeal where a War Game Red Dragon video got done for hate speech. Hate speech for a video game with no commentary in the video. Wow. Well, that's the thing, G-Man. I'm not going to shine it into, like, gas masks, am I, or stuff like that to test it. What I'm going to do in the video is use it, you know, either demonstrating what it's like outside, pointing it in the sky when there's no planes about, obviously, or just, you know, showing it burning, like, bits of paper or something. I'm all right, Tubby. I don't know if there's too much interesting. It depends what you've last tuned in and seen. Yeah, don't shine anything as bright as this, Welsh Lloyd, at your cat, because if your cat catches it, your cat will burn itself. All right, Baroque. I'm still waiting for you to get back to me with that list you were going to type up for me, like the proper one, for my, like, doing the proper identifying light anti-gas respirators. I know you sent me a simple thing, haven't you, at the moment, telling me which models I have, but when you do get around to doing me that write-up, I'll do the video on it. But if you don't know, Baroque for Days is the guy who knows absolutely everything about light anti-gas respirators, to the point where, you know, he scarily knows a lot about them. And I mean that in a complimentary way. But the closest thing I have to a lag out at the moment is the Canadian C3, where I repaired the strap, and then when I was showing it in the stream recently, the strap pinged off again, so now I have to put the strap back on. I don't have any... The thing is, Brightold, surely a magnifying glass isn't going to help that much. It's going to be more the one in the lens, isn't it? Because of like how a laser works. Because basically, this is the this bit is the focusing bit is like it's magnifying glass. Because if I take this off, look, and then shine it at the wall, it's just going to be a really big kind of see like that. It's just going to be like a line. This is the bit that the closer it gets to that, you know, the more it actually makes it. I'm just going to try it without the spring in it for a moment, just to see what that does if I take the spring out. Look, I'm assuming this is a triangle nose, is it? Rather than the bump nose. It looks like a triangle to me. But it's the 60mm variant. It's not the one where they installed that like 40mm thing into it later on. Ah, cool, Barak. Thanks. Yeah, I was just asking in case you forgot. But yeah, thank you. But I reckon that focuses better without that spring in there. Right, I'm going to leave it like that now. I don't know why that spring was in there originally. Maybe to stop you tightening it so much you damaged it. I don't know. But yeah, taking the spring out now. But I wonder, with the light on, can you see it? Oh, I'm going to look away from that. Oh, yeah, you can even see that stuff on there, can't you? With the light on, that's how bright that pen is. Right, hang on. No, never fix the MSA. Let me just... Yes, that's the wrong end. Don't want to look into that end. The arrow high on it. Can you see it? Probably not. No, let me look it up, Fragmaster. But Draeger makes some quite good masks, don't they? But like I said, at the moment, I'm not really interested in getting any new masks, just simply for the fact I'm trying to clear space out, you know, and make a bit of cash selling some of the stuff, or at least make some money back, you know. So, Draeger Futura. So, I'm assuming that means like something futuristic mask, does it? Might not, but... Well, that reminds me a lot, looking at it, of the Spaziani TR2002. There's some weird videos coming up of like bare-chested blokes wearing this. There's also a site called underlatex.com selling it and rubbershop.net. Oh, this is the mask that Draeger makes for the fetish market. Right, I suppose it's more likely, isn't it, that it's just surplus and the fetishists have got their hands all over it. But yeah, it looks like an all right mask. But yeah, it reminds me a lot of the Spaziani TR2002 looking at that. Well, I wasn't planning on going on under latex, Fragmaster. Joshua says, I have not had a shout out from you. There you go, Joshua. They're not that powerful, OK9. You have to shine them at something continuously for a while that basically absorbs light. So basically, if you get card of the same like kind of thickness and cardboard or whatever, cardboard with a black section on it is a bit that burns the easiest because obviously it's absorbing more of the light. Right, all right, Mike, I'm not clicking that link. This is the Manica mask. Oh dear, Germans. Cheers, Soviet tanker one. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, it's just I do know what like gas mask fetishes are. It's not something I'm particularly interested in, but you know, whatever floats people's boats. But please just don't destroy rare masks by turning them into something kinky. I'm wondering how well this blue laser will make the back screen glow on that Polish thing. I just want to try that. Let's try it. Let's see. Oh, look at that. That's proper good, isn't it? Actually, at making that light up. Yeah, even with the ceiling light on, you can see how well that lit up, I think, for a minute. Yeah, there was a few where it's just like, oh, look at this gas mask. Maybe he's naked, so, you don't think you're getting his shirt with it or something. I don't know, very strange. Inductive tea cake, it takes 2 of, like, the ones that are the same voltage as 18650s, but they're half the size. These ones. 16 340s. There you go. It takes 2 of these. I might buy some more. A load of my night visions take these as well if it focuses. So it's essentially 7.4 volts, this, because it's 2 3.7 volt batteries in it. But you just get 2 of these in it. You know, they sit in there. And then Bob's your uncle. Ooh. Yeah, I really need to put the goggles on when I play with this because this thing is fucking bright. Is the laser mixing... Did you see the number scroll? If so, that does that every, like, 20 seconds. It's to stop a number burning in on, like, one of the things for some reason. Why it only does it with one number, I don't know, but that's actually a feature where it scrolls that number. Well, maybe Brighto, he's saying, if you buy this mask, you will become muscle man like me. Maybe that's what he's saying. But yeah, it is a nice laser, isn't it, Connor? But yeah, I'm not going to blind myself. But if you didn't see, I'll turn the light off again and show you just before I finish the stream, because it's been nearly an hour now. But yeah, I'll show you that screen and that intensifying thing with it, with the light off, just because it's cool. So yeah, let me just get the light off. I'll put these on, but yeah, so first we'll do that screen on the wall, on the Geiger counter. Right, on the video, is it obviously glowing? Yeah, you can see it glowing on the video there, can't you? But that's quite cool how quickly that makes that light up. So that's that. And then, yeah, this is the cool bit. The fact that you can draw a pattern on this sort of stuff. But yeah, like I said it as well, if you point it at like black card, it's definitely going to burn it because this actually makes your skin go. It hurts your skin, which is quite impressive because I don't think my 200 milliwatt one, even though it focused to a tighter point than this one, I don't think when I tried shining that on my skin, you could feel it. You know, it only burnt stuff where you had to keep it still, you know, pointing at the card for like 10 seconds. But if I find that one, I want to see if I can swap the focus cap with it because the other one did focus better than this one. The thing is, this can't blind you through a screen, can it? Like even if I shone it at the webcam, all it's going to do is make your screen go like bright blue or bright white. I'm the only person here that's going to be exposed to the like high brightness radiation of a laser. But yeah, lasers are fucking cool, aren't they? Nah, Mike, there's too much there. It's a really big sheet, that thing. Just to show you, because it was cheaper really to buy this in like a roll. What's cool, look, is you can see where it's done 2 sets of patterns on there. Like obviously where it's gone through one layer. But yeah, it's like a big. Basically, you buy that as a DIY type one. Let me just look at the screen when I'm doing that. Yeah. Now I'll flick that off. Yeah, I should always put my glasses on to do that, but yeah. But yeah, it's a cool thing. But basically, that's the thing I bought for the X-rays, like the non-proper intensifying screen. Because yeah, if you just look on eBay, type in something like DIY glow in the dark, and you can buy that, and it's designed so if you're making glow in the dark stickers, you like cut shapes from that, and then you've got glow in the dark stickers in that shape. So the thing I find in some ways cooler is it making the Polish glow in the dark bit glow on that. That Geiger counter there, because that's got like a glow in the dark thing, so when you're using it in the dark, it holds some charge because of the like type of paint they used on it. It's not radium, but yeah, I'm saying this one's cool, isn't it? Just because of the fact that you can draw. There you go. Let's see if I get a strike. You can barely see actually on the. Yeah, exactly, Rich. That's the thing, isn't it? That, yeah, there's not, even if you get a little bit of UV light come out of screen, there is nowhere near enough to give you arc eye. This did give me an effect like arc eye when I used it yesterday. It didn't reflect into my eye because that would obviously be really dangerous, but just, seeing it shine on the floor for about 20 seconds made my eye feel really prickly for like an hour or two afterwards. Same thing like UVC light does if you look into UVC light. That's cool, but yeah. What I will do a video at some point when it's safe for me to do it with that and the proper intensifying screens put out in as dark a room as I can get the camera to go and still focus, and demonstrate what they do, because like I said, it is cool getting the sort of look, I have done a really bad trifoil. Look, it is radioactive. Problem is, you can see all the lines, can't you, on top of each other there? So, obviously, the longer you leave it in one place, the brighter, in theory, it should be on that. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite cool though, Mike, isn't it? I'm quite enjoying this. I'm not going to lie. This is making me feel like a little kid, but it's making me feel like a little kid with very powerful technology. Something that you shine it in your eye, you're permanently blinded, it burns your skin. I'm playing with a 2-watt laser pen on some glow-in-the-dark fabric, basically. That's basically it. Like I said, I'll try. I wonder if the X-ray intensifying screens will react with this. Probably not, because they obviously need. They don't react to visible light. But yeah, exactly. And it's also, you'd have to turn it off, wouldn't you, if you want a gap between stuff. But yeah, so basically, just to show people what I mean and stuff is, if you're if anybody's interested in getting it, it's basically, you can sort of see it through that side just about, but not very well. But it's basically got peel off back, so it's like, it's a sticker thing. So if you want, you could, but yeah, it's, price wise, it makes a lot more sense to buy a massive sheet of it like this than buying the smaller amounts. Yeah, it's cool stuff, that. I used to store it in my bedroom, but it glows too well in the dark. So you literally, if you go to bed, that stuff glows to like 4 or 5 a.m. if you turn your light off at midnight, because it just absorbs the ceiling light and then it glows for fucking hours and it's irritating. I don't think, Tim, sadly, you could justify carrying a laser pen on you unless you were going out at night and it was a starry night. Then if a mugger attacked you, you might be able to justify burning their eyes out with it. But sadly, I don't think you'd get away with carrying one on you as an EDC. Well, except the problem is, Mike, you'd never sleep. They're very good, those things, if you cut out little bits of them and put them on light switches. That's a really clever thing to do with glow-in-the-dark stuff, or to make like a fire escape route visible. Because I've seen people do that, before with things where they cut like a thin strip of glow-in-the-dark stuff and they lead it all along the wall to a fire escape. So even if the lights went off and it was a bit smoky, you could probably see like the UV glow for a distance. All right, Vladimir, I was just going off, but if you want another quick demonstration before I go off, I'll happily show Vladimir it. I'm not going to even have the room to write hello, am I? And it's not going to be that visible on there. And it also makes the thing on the DP68 glow. DPS68. But yeah. So if anybody's interested who knows like the people involved with my videos, Hype can get you one of these if you want to pay him for one. But he sent me one as a gift, and I guess it's free advertising for him, isn't it? But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. It's just, you need to be careful. I think they do weaker ones if you want to buy weaker ones. But yeah, the thing I quite like about this is it's quite modular. So if I like unscrew it, so obviously you've got, I'll show you this in the video. That's the battery cap, obviously power bit. You put your two, one of these batteries in there. I've mixed brands there, but I need to order some more of these, just the rechargeables, 18640s, whatever they're called. Then you've got this bit that unscrews. So I guess that's just the battery compartment bit, isn't it, there? And then you can see there it's just got some foam and like a spring to make it make contact with that bit. So I'll put that bit back on. I suppose you can change the batteries in this in theory. You've got the heat fins there. Obviously, you take this bit off to get at the focus bit, to get at the actual... See, that's just a focusing sort of cup. And what you can see in there, I don't know if you can easily get that out, is the actual like screw-in laser bit. Because that is essentially like the same style head that's in a lot of the like Brynite style torches. Tim, did you see the night vision video I did the other day that Hype actually made? Go on that, and he's in the comments on that video. But yeah, this isn't quite UV. It's blue, but not a proper UV one. But yeah, I've got the safety glasses because I got arc eye after playing with this for like 10 seconds yesterday. Even though, and I know about like not hitting a reflective surface. It was just like me doing that on the carpet with it, and then I was like, oh, my eyes sting. Oh, I didn't realise this. It's got one of those battery sleeves in there. But yeah, I mean, that's just probably to keep the batteries from rattling, isn't it? But yeah, there's a battery sleeve in there. But yeah, that bit, I don't know how visible that is on there, but that's one of those like unscrewable LED sort of head things. But let me just see if you can get at more of this from the back. Don't want to break it before I do a video on it, but yeah, you can see where the circuit board is in there. Yeah, I don't know if any more of this unscrews easily, unfortunately. But yeah, I think you can actually buy the modules for this separately. You know, so if you wanted to, you could buy one of these. But I suppose it's got a bit of like a circuit board on there, hasn't it, as a driver for the thing. It's not just a simple, you know, like LED that you can install in any flashlight. Yeah, as I said, it's got obviously a circuit board in there, so that obviously does something, inductive tea cake. But yeah, because I'm saying, I know, like with the LED style bulbs like this, obviously there's a little bit of hardware in the bulb, isn't there? But for the most part, you can take them out and put them in other torches, because I've done that. Yeah, I'm just about finishing now, Brighthole, but yeah. So this will be the video coming out on Friday for anyone interested in it. I'll film a video on this tomorrow, and then it can go on, you know, Friday. Yeah, it's quite good. But yeah, as I said, if you know Hype on Discord anyway, he's got prices for different models of these, but I'm quite impressed with it. As I said, it's quite nice in the UK that for once, laser pens are one of those things of you can pretty much own any strength as long as you're not a fucking idiot with it. That sounds good, Vladimir. Like, are they good brands to buy? I have actually got a proper welding helmet, so well, not really a helmet, but you know, like a welding hood with some stuff that gives you proper like UVC protection. Because I thought, you know, if I needed to, I could also wear the welding goggles, although they make pretty much everything impossible to see unless the light's really bright. I can do a members stream tomorrow, Connor. So yeah, about this time tomorrow, 8 till 9 p.m. UK time, I'll be doing a members stream then. I just did a public one today because I didn't do a stream yesterday, you know, and I thought people might want to come on and talk. So thanks for watching, everybody. It's been a good stream today. Thank you to everybody that donated as well, because I had quite a few donations today. But this has been a good, fun stream. So yeah, if you're looking forward to it, the video on this will be on yeah, the video on this will be on Friday. I'll film a video on it tomorrow and then upload it Friday. Oh, and thank you very much, Psychonaut, as well, for the last quick donation. And I'll see you later, Mike, yeah, when you do your stream. Right, bye, everybody. Have a good evening. See you tomorrow for members stream.